Hello, hello, and welcome. I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. We are talking about confidence, the gateway to love. And I'm super excited to be sharing with you this powerful message tonight. So, welcome for those of you that know me, for those of you that it's your first time here, make sure to say hello, welcome. I'm Christina, love coach, and I support ambitious women just like you to once again step out into the dating world confidently, unapologetically, and attract the right person for a healthy and lasting relationship. And I'm super excited because as we are in the middle of our launch, Cultivating Confidence, it is an amazing program that is truly transformational. And I wanted to share this piece about confidence being the gateway to love. So, for those of you that have any questions, make sure you hold them to the end. I definitely want to make sure to answer any questions regarding the program, any questions that you may have in general. But overall, shedding light on confidence being the gateway to love, because let's be honest, right? What is confidence? When you're feeling confident, it's really that security in yourself, it's really that belief in yourself. And if you're not feeling confident, you're not feeling a belief in yourself, then it's really difficult to be in a relationship, in a harmonious relationship, in a thriving relationship without it. Because there's that lack of belief, there's that lack of trust, there's that lack of belief in yourself, for starters, right? So, really unpacking what confidence is and how it's the gateway to love. Now, I know for many of you, you have a heart that is filled with love and you're ready to give that love. And I want to encourage you to start with you, to start loving yourself in the way that you wish to be loved. And you might say, well, that's counterintuitive. I mean, I'm not a man, I'm not a gentleman, I'm not courting myself. But imagine if you were courting yourself, if you were taking yourself out, if you were believing in yourself to be this amazing woman that you want to invest your time, your energy, and really get to know and discover, right? Because when you're getting to know someone, or even when you're in a relationship, and as you grow in that relationship, there's always a new level of self discovery, right? Even in ourselves, if we think about who we were just a couple of weeks ago, a couple of days ago, right? Even a couple of hours ago, there might have been, right, something that you read in an article, something that you saw online that opened your eyes up to something, shifted your perspective about something, and it changes, right, the way you see things, the way you perceive things. And in general, when you're growing, you're changing, you're evolving as a person, right? It's so important for that confidence to be that foundation, that belief in yourself that no matter what is changing, right? You're gonna pull through, you're gonna make it happen, you will come out on top. Now, taking that and applying it to your relationships, having that security, that knowing that no matter what happens, right? We're all rooting for the relationship to last, for things to go well, right? The relationship to develop, the relationship to become more, for those of you that are looking for marriage, right? But let's be honest, even in marriages, right, we hear about it, so many marriages ending in divorce, so many marriages being broken, right? And then kids, the children, right, having to witness the dissolving of a family. So I share this with you because I know many of you have been in this situation, I know many of you are in this situation. And the reason I shed light on this is because when you are that confident in yourself, you know that you're going to pull through from any situation. You know what you want. You are clear about how you want to be treated, the kind of relationship you want to be in. Just, you have a tremendous clarity about what you want, what you need, what you deserve, and you're unapologetic about it. You're not going to settle for less, right? There's no need to, because that confidence in you knows what you want. So why would you settle for something less than what you want, right? So when your confidence is so cemented, you have that backing of knowing that you're not going to settle for less, right? Because you want to play full out, because no matter what, you know you're going to pull through. No matter what, you get to still be you. You get to have what you want. You get to enjoy the kind of relationships you want. You get to enjoy the kind of people that you want to be around. Why settle for mediocre, unfulfilling relationships, having unfulfilling conversation, right? When you know what you want, when it's not nourishing your soul, when it's not contributing to the woman that you know you are and you want to be and become and evolve. So, once again, confidence is the gateway to love, and it starts with loving you, right? And I know many of us have heard this, and I've even made a video on it. If you haven't followed my YouTube, make sure you do and watch the video. I'll link it below. But it talks about how even that, right, might be keeping you stuck and feeling like you're only working on your self-love and you're just going to focus on yourself. There has to be a combination of both, right? There has to be a combination of you always working on yourself, because here's what happens. Many women start their journey, start working on themselves. They find someone that, you know, is good enough, and then they throw it all to the wind, and then they focus on the relationship. They get into the relationship, and the triggers come up and the situations happen, and there's no solid foundation of knowing who you are, being confident in yourself, and saying, no, this is not okay with me. This is what I need. This is what I like. This is the kind of relationship that I want. And once again, that essence of you is dimmed when you're not fully in your confidence, when you're not fully clear and fully sure of who you are and what you want and where you want to go in life, right? I was having a conversation the other day with one of my clients, and we had created a whole dating plan for her. And she said to me, she's like, I never thought of it like that, of actually having to plan out how I want to do this dating thing. And so many of us think that it's semi-intuitive, right? You go out there and you're gonna make it happen. And while yeah, there's a lot of what we call hands-on training. Like, you learn in the field, you learn through those mistakes, you learn through those experiences. But there's nothing like being prepared, right? That pre-works. For those of you that have worked with me before, we have that pre-work. The things that we kind of want to make sure that are taken care of before we jump ahead, right? Before we miss something. And that pre-work of building your confidence and then cultivating it so it's a natural part of who you are, right? You don't stop self-caring and self-loving because you're in a relationship or now you're dating someone and it's looking like it's getting serious, right? That doesn't stop. It's a continuous process of you pouring into yourself so you can pour out in overflow, right? Because if you don't pour into yourself, you're going to be pouring from an empty cup, right? There's nothing that you can give to anyone else because it's not filled. You're not filled yet. You're not nourishing yourself the way that you need to. And that's why when I work with my clients, this is the number one thing that we focus on, that foundation of cultivating confidence, building that strong foundation of knowing who you are, knowing what you want, being unapologetic about it, being able to communicate it, right? And knowing how to react, how to respond in situations that are triggering, that come up as you're getting to know people. Because right when you are just working on you, yes, it's delicious, it's empowering, and once again, it's something that is a forever thing, right? You should always be working on you, taking care of you, nourishing you. But it's not until you add the element of interacting with others, of going on those dates, of talking to the men, of opening up and being vulnerable that you're not going to feel you're not going to feel the resistance. You're not going to feel it being a bit of a challenge to open up to someone that you're not sure about. But when you're confident, you know that you're you, that it's a privilege, right, for you to share your time, your energy with anyone, especially someone who's saying they want to get to know you. They're interested in right, progressing. So once again, this idea of confidence being the gateway, it's the gateway, it's the foundation. It is what you are going to build on. Because once again, you're never again going to settle for less when you're confident in yourself. And yeah, I hear you. I see you guys. Thank you so much for that. So yeah, it's you don't wake up confident every day, right? And that's the idea of cultivating confidence. That is why I created this program, because it is a two-part. It's a two-parter. And we're going to dive really deep into the second part in this program. But the first part was constructing confidence, right? So building it like from the ground up and really going back to those beliefs about feeling unworthy. Perhaps you heard it in a past relationship. Perhaps you heard it growing up as a child, and you grew up with that feeling of unworthiness, of undeservingness, of having a genuine relationship, a healthy relationship, or of even knowing what that looks like. And I share this with you because, once again, this is all groundwork. It's all the groundwork that we cover in the first part, in the construction challenge, where we tear down those limiting beliefs of feeling unworthy, of feeling undeserving, of thinking these ideas that are not true, right? And then reconstructing it so that you are able to do the processes to shift your ideas, shift your feelings around that confidence. And once you have, right, that foundation, then cultivating, nourishing it, building it up, right? Even expanding and growing it. And that's the beauty about it, because the way that I designed this program, it has the construction component, which is it's pre-recorded, it's already online, so you will have that access to go in there and dive into the modules that are already available. But we're also going to have live modules where we go deep into the concept of cultivating confidence. So the construction is more of that masculine energy of those let's see what's the word that I'm looking for. Those structures. There we go. Those structures that you're building on, right? How we're demolishing those ideas and those beliefs that no longer serve us and are constructing with these new ideas, these new beliefs of who you are and what you get to have in your life and the kind of relationship you get to have and the kind of people you see in your life, right? And then we get to do this new live part where it's more of that feminine energy. It's more of that nourishing. It's more of that cultivating from deep within so that you radiate this out. You become magnetic, right? Attracting those who sense your feeling of being comfortable in your own skin, your unapologeticness, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak and express your wants, your needs, your vision for the life you want to create, for the partner you want by your side. It's about cultivating so that it radiates out and it's undeniable. It's unmistakable. It's like that woman that walks into the room and completely owns it, right? So it's a mixture of the two. And that's what we need, and that's who we are, right? We are a mixture of the two. We have our masculine and our feminine energies, and being able to harness them and use them to the best of our abilities, right? And in the necessary moments is key, right? We don't want to be the women that are reactive to the things that are going on around us, or our partner is communicating and we're reactive to what they say. No, we want to be able to confidently respond. Respond from our truth, respond from our knowing, respond from our desires, and being able to communicate those to your partner who's there to make you feel safe, to make you feel seen, who's there to hear you and understand you, right? And when you are that confidence, you're going to settle for less. Like I said, it's not a regression, it's progression. It's moving forward and confidently, even when sometimes you don't know what that step is, taking it, right? How many of you have ever taken a step that you weren't sure about? There was really no next step after it, but you went for it, right? I know I did. I know when after I had my daughter, it was a pretty uncertain time, right? I was like trying to see if her father would step up. I was also very paranoid because, I had all these hormones and all this stuff going on, and I knew that I needed to choose my peace. I knew that I couldn't keep waiting around for people, right? That I needed to make the right choice for myself, for my daughter, and move forward. And even though I didn't know what the next step was, I took it. I took that next step. I said no more. I'm going to take time, right, to heal myself, to rediscover myself, to reinvent myself. And that's exactly what I did, right? I moved, I came to Florida, I set down roots, I became a certified love coach. I created this amazing business because I wanted to share with other women my passion for how I had healed my journey and inspire other women to do the same. So here we are, right? And I knew that my guiding light was my daughter. I'm not even gonna lie, right? They say, do it for you. At that point, my guiding light was my daughter. But there was a point, there was a point where that shifted, where I knew that even to be a good mother to her, I needed to do it for me, right? It had to be for me. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, because it is a never ending process. And even on those days, I talk about this a lot in the construction part, where it's like building a muscle, right? It becomes, you do your sets, you do your repeats, and you build that confidence muscle. And once you do, then you start, it's like that maintenance period, right? When you go to the gym first and you're going hard and you're trying to, right, shed all the pounds, and then you're trying to get shredded and cut and toned. It's like that. First, you have that like weight loss stage. That's like the construction phase. You're like demolishing all the old, all the fat, right? You're getting rid of all the stuff that is harmful, is unhealthy. All of those limiting beliefs of being unworthy, of being undeserving, all those past experiences of heartbreak, of having your trust being tested, of trauma. How many of you still carry trauma? Right? Right. So being able to, in a sense, release that, right? Like cleanse your body of that. Just shed that out, and then you build that confidence muscle, and then you start nourishing it, you enrich it. It's no longer like, right, oh, okay, yeah, you look nice and slim. No, now it's like you have, right, these muscles, these abs, you're tight and toned and you're ripped, and it's like that next level, right? That cultivation of what it really means to be you, to be unapologetic, to open your heart and be able to be vulnerable and be seen by a man that's genuine, that's really looking to get to know you, that has that heart of, this could be the one. There are men out there that are amazing men looking to build relationships. There are men that are looking to get married. They want to have children. They want that family life, right? So it's not that they're not out there, right? It's being on a different frequency. So thank you for the questions. I'm gonna start answering those as we get deeper in. But that's a fantastic question, right? Like, oh, for a second we caught off. We're here. So that's a fantastic question, right? Because let's be honest, when you first start out and you think you're confident, you're like, I'm confident in myself, but yet you don't feel confident enough to speak your truths to a man. You don't feel confident. And by speaking your truths, I don't mean, that's a whole other, right? That's a whole other thing. We do have a communication module in our back office. So you will get that as well. Excuse me. It's not about pointing the finger and blaming, but genuinely knowing how to communicate what's bothering you, what's on your mind without being accusing, without, right, starting a rift, but really communicating to be heard, communicating for a solution, communicating to open up, once again, being vulnerable. This is how you create intimacy, being able to share your deepest, darkest, right? Your feelings, your thoughts with someone, and not feeling judged, not feeling shamed, not feeling like you can't be yourself because they're gonna get upset or they're gonna get turned off or it's not gonna work out. No, it's about being so confident in yourself and knowing yourself and owning yourself and being unable to be anyone but you, right? So when we do that, and this is to answer your question, when you first start out, you might think that, but if you're coming from relationships that haven't worked, you're kind of set to that frequency that it doesn't work, that there's no good guys out there. You're set to that frequency. So think of it as a radio, right? You have the radio in your car, radio on your phone, and you're tuned in to FM, right? I'm confident. I get guys, but they're all jerks. None of them are serious, right? Because it's not exuding. It's not cemented where you're unfuckable, right? They can't fuck with you because you know what you want. You know who you are, and nobody's gonna come and tell you any different. You're not gonna settle for less. You're solid, right? So when that happens, you can no longer tune into that station. That station drops off. You're tuned into a higher frequency. You're tuned into a frequency where men respect you, men admire you, men want to get to know you, men are amazed by you. Their jaws are dropping. They're intrigued by you. It becomes a whole other thing. Like, wow, like she's so empowered and she's so like real, and it becomes a whole different thing. You're not in Loserville, right? Over here playing around with trying to get the signal. You're on another level, on another frequency where it's loud and clear. There's no static. The music is just beautiful, right? And it's all the hits, all the gems that you like, and some new songs that you never heard before, but they're amazing and you love them, right? That's what it's like. Shifting from all those negative beliefs, feeling the feelings of everything you've experienced, your childhood trauma, your upbringing, perhaps, abandonment issues, if you've been left either by a parent or by a lover. All of these things, they create an essence, an impact, right, within you. And thus, that's what you exude, especially if you're ruminating in those thoughts, if you're ruminating in those feelings of, damn, he said I wasn't good enough, or damn, he didn't pick me, so I must not be good enough, right? So you start shifting out of that, knowing what a blessing it was that he didn't pick me, because that's not the kind of guy I would want to be with anyway. Man, I was blinded. I was blinded by that need to be loved. I was blinded by that need to be seen. I was blinded by that need to, right, that codependent need of needing someone else. But when you cultivate your confidence and you're so solid in you, like I said, you pour out from your overflow. So you're so sure in you that that's when you have that love to give, right? When you know and you're discerning, because once again, you're not going to fall for anything less than what you truly deserve. So yes, thank you so much for that question. That's what it's like. It's like tuning in, right? To the right frequency. And it's all gonna depend on how you're nourishing yourself, what you're putting in, right? What you put in is what you get out. If you put in ideas of I don't feel worthy, I must not be cute, I'm not deserving, if you put in those ideas, that's what you're gonna get out. You're gonna start feeling, you know, then you're gonna want to be unseen. You'll be with a baseball cap, baggy clothes, right? It's the snowball reaction, right? It starts little, and the more you feed into it, it becomes this huge, big ball rolling down this, right? Rolling down the side of a mountain. So I hope those paint a vivid picture of what it's like to go through that transformation, and really once again stepping into, if this is something that calls to you, that you feel like you would benefit from, that would help you in your relationships, and being to fully own who you are and feeling confident in what you have to offer and the kind of relationship that you want and the kind of partner you want to attract, then I want to invite you to enroll in the Cultivating Confidence program. As I said, it is a hybrid. We have some courses that are already recorded, that are already set for you to dig into as soon as you sign up. And then we have our live portion of the course, which is amazing because we get to spend time together just like this, live, where you can ask your questions, where you can once again dig into the work that we have and ask your questions. And we will have, once again, modules for the cultivating part. As I said, the construction part, that is the pre-recorded part, was more of like the masculine, of the strategies, of the structures, of how to rewrite and rewire your beliefs and your feelings, and and the healing part, right? But this, the cultivating part, is going to be more of that feminine, more of that nourishing, more of that outpouring, and all of it is infused with this energy of being confident, of knowing what you're worth, and attracting the right people to you, right? If you're tired of dating out there, or perhaps you're in a relationship and you feel unseen and unheard and like you can't really be yourself, then this is for you. This is for you to unleash your true potential, unleash the true you, so that once again you unapologetically hold to those standards and don't settle for less. Have the relationship of your dreams. Have the partner that's loving, that's supportive, that loves to see the real you, that sees you, that understands you, that cares for you, and wants to see you thrive, right? Not one of those relationships where it's like a competition, or you're scared to even say anything. There's so many different dynamics that stem from a lack of confidence, that sometimes we don't even recognize it as it being a lack of confidence. But when you're unsure and unclear of the kind of relationship you want, and maybe you're there because it feels good and it's nice to not be alone, but the reality is that it's not what your heart desires. And I'm not saying, end the relationship. I'm saying figure out who you are first. And to answer your question, right? It's not about blowing up the relationship unless it's toxic and it's really bad. I don't know your personal story. If you want, reach out to me, we can have a conversation. I'd love to support you in that. But it's more so about you being clear and being able to communicate it. If you do have a partner, being able to have those difficult conversations, because that is building intimacy. It's in those moments where you are building the intimacy, where you're feeling safe and being seen by him and being able to express yourself. And once again, if you need support with that, reach out and knowing how, right? Knowing how to say things sometimes is key, because you don't want to start a conversation trying to fix things with accusatory, right? That's a lot of conversation starts like that. So I share this with you because, once again, it's about getting clear and confident in what you do want and what you want to live. And if there's a disconnect between what you really want and the relationship that you have, then definitely, this is something that would be very helpful to support you with that. So for all of you ladies that are interested in when the program starts, we kick off October 15. It's a Sunday. We'll be hosting our live calls on Sundays. We have 3 live calls for the cultivating confidence part. The beginning is a lesson, a message. It'll be, yeah, more of the meat of what the message is on the topic of cultivating confidence. And then towards the end, we'll have Q&A. And then we have a whole separate live for just Q&As, where you'll be able to come in after you go through the program, ask your questions, ask any lingering questions or thoughts. They're all welcomed. And this, once again, amazing program is live. We start October 15th. It is a month long, so basically four weeks long, and you also have access to to our Telegram chat. So you'll have a nice, cozy community where you can all share your stories, put your thoughts down, your questions, right? You'll have that support in between calls. And what I really love about the Telegram is, you can do the voice messages, and I'm just having so much fun on Telegram, and I see myself using it more and more in my coaching. So for all of you that have me on Telegram, I really enjoy the dynamics of it. So we will have our Telegram community for this program. We're going to have the online modules, we'll have our live calls, and as a bonus, I'll be gifting you an album of my meditations. And these are all kinds of meditations. We have healing meditations, we have uplifting meditations, we have our confident mommy meditation. So we have a lot of different meditations to really guide you and support you in this journey that's really, once again, taking away all those limiting beliefs, all of those things that are keeping you from really owning who you are, being open and vulnerable and inviting to a relationship, to a love that is the one that you really want, that you really desire, that partner that's really supportive, that's really in tune and aligned with your values and the kind of life and relationship you're looking to create. So for all of you that are here, once again, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I want to invite you, if this is once again something that calls to you, I want you to click the link, read more about it, see what's available to you. And if this is for you, I would love to invite you to join. I'd love to have you in this live round of cultivating confidence. I am so excited to be able to support you in this way, because it really is that foundational work that's going to help you heal, that's going to help you let go of those beliefs that you have, those limiting beliefs, and most of them are caused by trauma, by childhood upbringing, by our past experiences, and being able to reshape those so that you're ready to open up your heart, and not just to anyone and not just to mediocre, but what you actually want, the kind of relationship you want, the partnership you want, that fulfilling love that's aligned with your vision of getting married, having kids, right? Having the dog, having the garden. I know that's on my list, right? My garden, I love my garden. So someone that you see that vision with, and it's possible for you. It's available for you. So once again, if you'd like to join, I would love to have you. If you have any further questions, make sure you drop them below. Let me know. I see another question coming in, the live session. So yes, the live sessions you will have access to. they'll be recorded and they'll be uploaded to our members portal. So yes, you'll have access to those, lifetime access to those, and as well as the meditations. Everything will be in the members portal. So as we do the live sessions, once we finish the live session, it'll be uploaded into the portal. So yes, absolutely. Any other questions? Please let me know if you're unsure. So yes, there is a payment plan. If you look on our sales page, there is a payment plan. If you can't pay in full, I understand it's an investment in yourself. And if you need to pay it over time, we definitely have that option, and it's there for you. I know many different women do it differently. Some people like to do the upfront payment and save. Other people like to pay it off over time, whatever works best for you, but we do have those options available. Absolutely. Any other questions? Any other questions? Well, I am super excited. I want to thank you all for being with me here. For those of you that are here live, for those of you that catch the replay, don't forget to say hello. Once again, I'm so grateful to have you here with me tonight. I'm super excited as we kick off the Cultivating Confidence program. We start October 15th. Once again, if this is something that calls to you, I'd love to have you reach out if you have any questions. And always remember to choose you, choose love, stay blessed, and I will see you soon. Have an amazing night. Confidence, the gateway to love.